Hello friends, today I am going to make the video on mathematics, quadratic equation. As you know, the equation identifies that when two mathematical expressions are equal, then we call it an equation. But the difference between equation and a quadratic equation, that can be easily identified when you talk about a linear equation and a quadratic equation. Linear equation is that type of equation in which you do not find any power of x. It simply runs with ax square bx plus c. But when we talk about quadratic equation, you can find here ax square bx plus c equal to 0 is called a quadratic equation. Here we find the equation is always in the standard form of ax square bx plus c, where a, b and c are the real numbers and a is never equal to 0. A should not be 0 here. If a is 0, then it is not called a quadratic equation. Its meaning is there must be an x square as an variable in the quadratic equation. X is a variable, but x square must be to be a quadratic equation. That is the reason its coefficient a never should be 0. So quadratic equation of variable x can also be taken as in the standard form of ax square bx plus c equal to 0. This can be solved by the factorization. Factorization can be one of the method of solving a quadratic equation. There is another method is also there for it, that is called formula method. So by using formula also we can solve the quadratic equation. If a and b are the two numbers or expressions, and if ab is equal to 0, then either a is 0 or b is 0. We know that two numbers multiplication, that is a and b, cannot be 0 until unless either among of them a is 0 or b is 0 or both are 0. Such type of rule is called zero product rule. Okay. Sometime by equating and factorizing the quadratic equation, we have to equate the thing into the 0, and we can solve the factorization by equating zero rule method. Okay. There are certain steps we have to follow to solve a quadratic equation. First, we have to bring the fractions and other things whatever present in the equation into the general format of ax square bx plus c equal to 0. That we call quadratic format. And after bringing the equation into a quadratic format, you must factorize the equation into the linear fractions or linear factors. Okay, you have to bring the factors into the linear form or linear factors. The linear factors are finally equated the zero product rule. That means, as I said you, ab equal to 0 means either a is 0 or b is 0. That product rule has to be adopted here, and we call that is a zero product rule. So to find the roots of the equation, we have to go for the equating zero product rule for the factorization method of solving the quadratic equation. Quadratic equation can also be solved by the formula method, and some other day we will read about the formula method. Okay, the solutions of the x are also called the roots. Okay, the value of the x is always 2. We will get here two values because square x square indicate that if power is 2, then x will have two values. They are called the roots of the equation, or solution of x are also called the roots of the equation. Okay, this is the first video on quadratic equation. In our second video, we will go for some formats of it, and we will solve few questions based on it, so that you can develop a better understanding about the video. Thank you.